Out of the ground, into the sky, out of the sky, into the dirt.
Hello everyone who never wants to lose to Blood Moon. This is Jeremy with Carnage MTG, and you're watching Modern Massacre. Today, we have a different deck to play thanks to a generous benefactor in my good friend Scott. He lent us a majority of the cards we needed to play Modern Mono Red 8-Whack. Gets its name from playing 8 Bushwhackers. See here we have Goblin Bushwhacker, which when kicked gives all of our creatures +1/+0 in haste until end of turn, and Reckless Bushwhacker, which does effectively the same thing. You can't kick it, but you can surge it for 2 mana. And this works really well with cards like Mogg War Marshal, which we are playing a full playset of, Foundry Street Denizen, which gets +1/+0 whenever another red creature enters the battlefield. Of course, we have 4 Goblin Guides, the best 1 mana 2/2 that this deck can throw in. We also have some Mogg Fanatics to get that extra little bit of reach. 4 Lightning Bolts, 4 Goblin Grenades for burn. We want to throw as much damage at our opponent's face as we can. We also have 3 Goblin Pile Drivers. This guy gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking Goblin, and our hope is to have quite a few. Like, this guy should be attacking for like 7 or 9 power every time we get to swing. If we manage to get our curve up high enough, we do have some Goblin Chieftains, just 2, and we have a Goblin Heel Cutter, which dashes for 3 and prevents a blocker. Now, it's pretty good. Dash is really relevant here because of Foundry Street Denizen. We get the ability to continually give this +1/+0 triggers, and eliminating a blocker is really nice because this deck wants to basically be winning on turn 3 or you're done. There's not much else to say. Let's have a quick look at the sideboard. We have a little bit of graveyard hate in 3 Tormod's Crypts. We have 1 Forked Bolt, kind of a hedge against like a bunch of mana ramp creatures. I don't know how useful this is going to be. The sideboard's still pretty tentative. We have another Pile Driver. I anticipate a lot of blue decks. Reality Hemorrhage is another burn spell. It can also hit Etched Champions, which just I can't imagine are any good for us to see. 3 Skullcracks to prevent life gain, because we fold to that as well. 3 Smash the Smithereens to deal with problem artifacts and deal a little bit of damage. 2 Dragon's Claw for the mirror and burn matchup. This is definitely a mirror breaker. Gaining life against these aggressive red decks is a very good step towards winning. And 1 Throne of the God Pharaoh. This is an inclusion that Scott talked about. It drains your opponent at your end step for each tapped creature you control. It can really push through the last few points of damage against gummy decks. It helps get around fogs. If your opponent has blockers, you can still get in for damage. I think this is pretty spicy. I'm not sure how useful it's going to be, but we're going to run it. Let's see here. One thing important to note about this deck is this deck is cheap. This deck is super cheap. I'm talking maybe 50 tickets. If you're just running the 19 mountain mana base, immediate mismatch mountains. Great. Yeah, there's not much else to say about this. We're going to go ahead and get into a game. I'm going to run this through a friendly league where I've only played a couple games with it. I can't imagine it's particularly difficult to pilot, but we'll see you in game 1. Welcome back. We're just about to enter our league. You can see we went 4-1 last week with mono white Eldrazi taxes. We're going to hope to have a good record this week as well with 8-Whack. Can't imagine, like I said, this deck is hard to pilot. I watched Saffron Olive pilot it to a 5-0 on the league video that he put out. I've seen this deck float around FNMs and the local Tuesday and Thursday night modern here. You want to slap dudes down on the board. You want to get in for as much damage as you can, as fast as you can. You want to hope that you just bowl over your opponents with your nut draws. This is a high roll deck. You will want to win on the strength of your best draws. If you go past turn 3 or 4, you're basically done. The few tournament practice games I played with this deck, you really can't win if you start getting too far in the game. Your opponents have far too much chance to stabilize. But let's see. Speaking of high roll, on a die roll. We have one land. We have a bunch of 1-drops. I think I'm going to keep this. I don't think we can mulligan this. We ideally want another land, and that's probably going to bite us right away. But we get in for one, which isn't bad. It's also Friday night here. I didn't go to F&M, but I do have a glass of whiskey. And we're going to enjoy over some of these league games. No possible play yield all. I'm not holding up any surprises here. Okay. This isn't great. Hog War Marshal. Really need another mountain. I actually kind of hope that this Legion Loyalist just eats a path. Just set us up for success here. This is like Martyr proc or something. This is going to be really awkward. And I don't think that, especially not this draw. Oh, yes. Yes, please. Oh, we even have a matching one. Oh, that's great. Our yield here isn't going to do much because we have Mog Fanatic. Yeah, playing it. Come on. Gonna let us untap to Mog War Marshal, set up for bushwhacking next turn. Gonna get in for another one. This draw isn't near as powerful as I want it to be. We do have 2 bushwhackers now. If we get another land, we can go bushwhacker one turn, do bushwhacker another turn. Okay, they're gonna search, they're gonna hold up path. I'm totally fine with getting pathed. We draw another land too, we can bushwhack and then a lightning bolt well this turn. I have no interest in paying this echo. None. Exactly 0. So we're waiting for our opponent. Lilion. It's a little late here. We had some further eye tests today. I had to have my eyes dilated. I had to walk to and from the optometrist in the rain. It's cold. It was not nice, but we stopped at this little restaurant on the way home. A place called Cousins. Man, they had some great food. It's totally just a diner. They have some Greek offerings. It was overall just a really great little dinner experience. Our opponent's probably going to take 6 damage here. So, if they do path, no, they take 8. We have them on 10. Oh man, I hope they tap out next turn. I hope they want to slam a Jace. They're like, yeah, this is going to win me the game. Or oh no, I can't have them Wrath. That would be bad. There's consideration to pay for there. We do these 2 goblin grenades. Entreat. Oh, they gonna go for it? What's the miracle cost? But entreat for 2? Do you think that keeps them alive and then we double goblin grenade? Yeah. You got it. Oh, that's entreat for 1. My bad. Oh, yeah, we win. Super. Well, let's do this in style. A goblin at your face. Fling another goblin at your face. Whee! Red deck is fun. So, we are against blue-white control. I want these skull cracks. Don't know how much I care about pile driver. I don't think I'm going to make it far enough. Or am I concerned there's enough creatures for heel cutter? Skullcrack, I'm concerned with timely Sphinx's Rev. We didn't see red. This might just be blue-white. I wonder if I really want to try this single throne. Let's bring in a throne. Let's take out that bushwhacker. I want to try this card. This card's got to be good. See what we get for a draw. 3 Legion Loyalists. We have a bunch of... We're going to keep this. We have a couple draw steps to find a land. We know they're playing Path, so we can be pretty greedy on 1 land keeps. They're likely to path some of our stuff. I am concerned about Detention Sphere. I don't want to run out all these Legion Loyalists. Oh. Yeah. There we go. So we hit him. Next turn, we go Hog Fanatic, Legion Loyalist. It's pretty bad against Detention Sphere, but I can't just sit around not casting spells. If we draw a different one drop, if we draw like Goblin Guide, that's perfect. Like, perfect. Mog War Marshal, also totally acceptable. We could go Legion Loyalist, but again, okay. That. Interesting. Well, let's see. We asked for this. They reveal. Opt. That's frustrating. They just got lucky. And they're probably playing Zero Vision and Opt and Path. They have a lot of stuff to help them make that draw. So let's do this. Let's see what Counterbalance tells us. Okay. So that's going to stick. So let's surge this. Because they're not countering creature spells. Yep. They're going to go looking for a 3-drop. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so they have another Opt on top. This is good. We get to hit them for 6 this turn. Either they don't path us. If they do path us, they don't have an Opt or another 1-drop on top. Next turn, pretty good spot. Counterbalance in Modern. This guy is Fun Police. Why would you play this card? It paid off for him on the first tick, but Celestial Purge, sure. That's fine. Takes 4. Like, Counterbalance just doesn't do anything for you, right? Doesn't do much. Well, I'm glad I was worried about D-Sphere. 3 mana, sure. So I still have these Legion Loyalists, which feels pretty good. Okay. Play land. Lead on a Legion Loyalist. Does Kicker affect CMC? I have no idea. They have a Field of Ruin. They're gonna Opt. Okay. We're gonna Legion Loyalist. Timely. Cast with Kicker. Timely, super frustrating. Get to hit them for 8 this turn. Oh! But we have Legion Loyalists, so they can't block with creature tokens. Still sucks that they're going to gain 6 back up to 11, and right now we're only doing 4 a turn. They jam that. What's going to suck is if they have Snapcaster Timely next. That's going to be the worst. Oh. Yeah. Gotta do it. Gotta run it. Terminus? They used a bunch of Opts, so I doubt they have the ability to... They don't have anything we win right now. If they have Opt in Determinus, then we are in fact just done. league videos are going to be a lot shorter than the last 2 leagues. This guy needs to realize that he can't assign blockers. Go to 1. Boop. Hey, we got there. Match 1, 11.5 minutes for the actual game, so that's great. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that we can continue to produce this quality non-content. Please get in touch if you have any decks you want to see me play on stream and kind of babble on while I talk. Babble on while I record. I could cut that, but no. My facial expression's too good. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in game 2.